All right, so welcome to the podcast. We have James Kennedy, and we also have his nephews. You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Ja.
All right.
Juju.
Okay, and then we also have Kyle. And so today, if you want to just go ahead and kind of introduce yourself, explain yourself, what you do.
Okay, yeah, man. So basically, I'm an entrepreneur. I like to find new like startups and just kind of dive into them like wow, because I have the benefit, thankful to have 100% disability from the military. So that and other benefits I get kind of helps me be a little bit more free. And then that got me into real estate, thinking to get real estate so I can have something long term for my family. So like really, I'm into real estate, and then also I do events. I do sporting events as well. So I ran a basketball league last fall, and then also I have a team that's going to Ghana in December. So it's a tour going on right now.
Yeah. Explain more about that. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I have 12 players right now that's on the roster, and we're flying out to Ghana in December, where they're going to be going to Accra, Ghana, and they'll be playing against other countries such as France, Puerto Rico, plenty of other countries where there's scouts out there, and it's just an opportunity to give like the local neighborhood hoopers that maybe haven't like stopped playing college and didn't think they had another opportunity, another exposure opportunity to play professional basketball. So it's just something that we're doing, starting in Florida. Hopefully we can expand across the country and get other people involved. But right now we have a good following, a good group of guys, positive guys that's ready to go out. And then these are my media guys. They help me get some footage out there, and it's really a good experience, man. So just being able to be free and being able to really be creative got me into opportunities like this. So I really love pushing the creative bug, and that being creative and being free, because your ideas are the best ideas.
Absolutely. And could you tell me like what it means for you to like run your league, do the things that you do with the league, and like your why for the league?
Yeah, so my big why is I love extending opportunities to other people. If I have the resources, why not share the resources? So that's like that's my big why, because there was a point in my life where I didn't have really nobody to like help me with resources. I mean, I have my father and things like that, but African household, you kind of got to learn the hard way. You got to go through it, which I appreciate that. But like at the same time, there's that bridge where we can give more. If we have more, we can give more. So
Right.
like as I gain more resources after getting out of the military, going through a lot of ups and downs, I was like, why not share these resources through the things I love? Basketball being one, hospitality, real estate being another, and that was just my why. That's my big why. Like just sharing those, being able to share those resources, and where we can get on platforms like this, and we collaborate. And your audience is now my audience, my audience is now yours, and now that information is doubled. And now more people are able to, get this knowledge and be able to
Just be fully aware.
Yeah, be fully aware. So that's the big thing, man. But I love this opportunity. I really appreciate you bringing me on this. This is
Of course.
dope. I'm happy to be here. So
Why Ghana? Is that your roots? Is that self-identity? Like what's?
yeah. So originally, I'm from Liberia. Both my parents are Liberian, West Africa. So Liberia, Ghana are both West Africa. It just happened that a connection talked to us through our league that was from Ghana, and it made sense that we were both West African for us to and collaborate pretty much, and thought it was. So my roots are in Liberia, but Ghana is also another up and coming country as well that people should look into. I know your last episode, I think you had
Monster, or his nickname Coney now.
Yeah. But you had him on here, and he's talking about buying property. Everything he's saying about that is true. Like buying it out there is a lot cheaper and a lot more opportunity. So that's another big thing. The players that are on the team, I'm also giving them a kind of a tour of Ghana on some possible real estate opportunities they can make, in the future out there. Like,
Right.
So like it's exposing the team to so much more than just the everyday. Like we got a lot of resources on social media, but once you start getting international, it's a lot of good stuff. So I commend him for talking about that, bringing that topic up on the last episode. Is very true, and Ghana is one of those gold mines, if you would say, out there. So yeah, I love it.
That's cool. Yeah, just cultural awareness, and I think the diversity in, I guess, like the meeting different people in different walks of life. Like if you're able to truly connect with them, like your network becomes your net worth. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's how we connect. And I love that you're expanding out to Ghana. You're expanding back to connecting to the roots, having the league to motivate other people. Are you a coach too?
Yeah, I'm a coach, so
Dang.
that's how this all started. So I
Okay.
was, I got out of the military earlier than I wanted to, but I still wanted to pursue basketball, and I realized I still have my VA, to do that. And I'm like, the base didn't have a basketball team, so I'm like, if I want to start doing this, I got to start somewhere. I didn't have much money to put into it. I created the schedule, I did all that stuff myself, but like it was such a rewarding experience from just getting experience. Like that was a big thing, and then that catapulted me into a league, and then I catapulted me into an international experience now that we're at. So like just like the biggest thing I would say for entrepreneurs or anybody that's thinking about doing any kind of business is just start in there's some form or fashion you can start it, even on a small scale.
Right.
So like that's just a big thing. Like I kind of push even to these guys. We do a lot of things like just being behind the camera, or other things they like to do. They love basketball, so just being behind the camera helps them get a different perspective. And I think they love that. They ask to come out all the time, and they can speak to it. They love it. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Ooh, you have something you want to say?
Well, I mean, I know you said you wanted to expand across the nation. Right? Any other big plans for the basketball league?
Right now, no, like we're just trying to expand the league here right now because we got to start somewhere to even like so I want to build more credibility over the maybe 2 or 3 years, and then maybe like other leagues across the city, like Houston, like bigger markets, try to like hit them up, say maybe we can do something where we have an annual game type thing. So just right now, it's nothing that's really like formulated yet, but definitely, I have my a blueprint. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
And I know we're doing this for like generational wealth. So coming from the nephews, like you want to go ahead and put your piece on
I
it.
love being around the camera. I love seeing all the stuff that happens. Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I just stand there.
So and like seeing Unc do all these things, and getting so involved into entrepreneurship. What is it that you want to do, and where do you want to be at at your age?
Actually, I want to be a lot of things, like an architect, streamer, and all kinds of stuff. I want to like build my own stuff, houses built, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And being a cameraman. Yeah, that's mostly what I want to do.
That's what's up. Hey, it starts with consistency.
Right.
It starts with being a leader in the front, and that's what you're doing. You're a coach. You own a league. You're investing into entrepreneurship, the generational wealth. Your 2 daughters.
Yeah.
You have a lot of
It's
people.
a big motivation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's, you have an entire pack that you're leading, and I think that's very inspirational, especially for our audience here who are watching.
Thank you. I appreciate
So,
that.
and getting back into real estate, like what I know we talked about at Foxtel, but like what is it that interests you in the real estate aspect, and why are you doing it?
Okay, so real estate is another one of my that's a newer thing for me. Since I would say like 2019, but since I got into it, like I was just infatuated with the way I got a mentor in there. His name's Abu, so I gave him most of the credit when I say talk about it. But I started not knowing what the heck I was doing. First of all, like I started trying to do a lot of different things, and finally I sat down and I was like, I think it would be purposeful to get a multi-unit for my family where we can live in one, we can rent out the other 2. Is either one as an Airbnb or vice versa. So sat down, had a conversation with Desiree, talked to my family, my brother, my dad, and we were like, why not? Like we're doing a lot of other things, but why are we not in real estate? So like that's what we did. We decided to try to go in a 4 property. We all have put the money down and just start with one to build a legacy so everybody can have their own, our kids can have their own. So we're starting right now with this one. We got approved for $931,000.
Wow.
So for our first property, but I don't want to even get to that limit. My goal is to try to find a fixer upper, one that's probably, tore down a little bit, and I can put the luxurious touch on the inside. And I got the idea from you to do a luxurious like kind of Airbnb type thing, running my own thing like that. So I'm actually gonna try to do that with one of the units, and then have a long-term stay in the other two, and then stay in one with my family.
Hey,
so, yeah,
that's clean. That's clean.
That's the and that we're supposed to close. Well, we're supposed to get our approval done this month. So hopefully everything goes good. All our paperwork is good, but we're supposed to be able to do that and start to go look for our fourth property with our realtor. So that it interests me to have that freedom, my family to have that freedom to where the biggest income is not where we're staying. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're worried about. Like, that's already covered. Somebody else is covering that. So that was my biggest motivation, where I can stress least to provide for my kids, to be able to give them more resources, like we talked about earlier. So like that's just where I'm trying to head to. And obviously my road has been bumpy. A lot of downs, a lot of things that I can talk about for days that didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but now it feels like everything is like just lining up perfectly, and having a good partner in Desiree and her running her business, which she'll be back on here to talk more about.
Okay.
Like definitely helps. And I would say if anybody can find that one person they can work it out with and they can move forward with, definitely do it, because it's rewarding and
nice.
I love it.
And I know you mentioned Airbnb, so do you have experience in Airbnb?
Yes,
Okay.
I have experience in hosting Airbnbs without ever owning. So like I know, talking about just starting, that was one of the things. Like I had extra money, and I was out at this time, and I said, you know what, like, what else would I do besides trying to invest it? In the beginning, it didn't work the way I wanted to work because I didn't know the game yet. I was a newbie, so I wasn't really making money. I was making a little bit here, but it wasn't just consistent enough. So me and Des started growing the model more and understanding more, and then we just woke up one day. I think we was having this conversation, like they were taking too much money, as far as they were taking like 25%, and I was like, Des, you know what? Like, we need to own. Like, we don't need to like, we don't need to be like, we got the concept, we're making money,
right?
We're doing that, but that 25% could be coming to the house for us, and we can continue to do that. So like that's where like just listening to other people's ideas and not like shooting anybody's ideas, like just thinking and be like, okay, maybe this is a good thought, and just research really got me to this point right now, to where now I feel like I'm on top of the world, being able to be approved for that much money to get up. That just sounds ridiculous, but in real estate, those things are possible once you start to learn a little bit. So. Okay. Yeah, I know you're in it too. So
absolutely. I'm all about that. Just real estate, generational wealth. Once again, everybody has their own timeline, and just work towards your goals. Don't worry about nobody else, what they got going on. And when you can have a big goal and break it down into smaller goals, it makes it much easier and less intimidating to accomplish.
Right.
So
I love that. That's very true.
Just getting into it, I think you did a really good job, where most other people would be scared. Yep. Scared to get into it,
Yep. And I was scared some days too. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, this is like my hard-earned money, but like, I'm like, you know what? I've spent money on more things that I never got a return for in my life. And we all do, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
That's we learn from it. But like, once you know better, you do better. I guess what people say. Yeah. So like, I'm like, man, like, I know real estate is working for people. Like, I know people are like capitalizing off of this. People are freeing their family. People are freeing their families, family, So like, why not? Why can't I get a piece of it? Like, people got apartment complexes all over the place. Why can't I get a fourplex? So like, I thought of it like that, and I'm like, yeah, I think right now is time. Like, there's no better time than now. With everything I've learned and everything I've been through so far. So like you said, I wasn't worried about anybody else's clock. Wasn't thinking about, like, I was looking at as motivation. When I see you posting things, I'm like, okay, I'm motivated. I want to go out and learn more and do more. I look at it as that. But I'll come here. Yeah, that's cool. My bad. I thought we can just use it as is. That's completely my bad.
All right. So there's a little bit of what do we call it? Technical difficulties with the staff here, but it's okay. We're back in business.
I know you said that you started with no knowledge on it. So what kind of advice or tip or word of wisdom could you give to the people that also have no knowledge on it or don't know where to start?
So I think I was talking about just like starting. I would say one big thing for me is YouTube University. I know people talk about it. I know it's cliche, But if you are trying to get into something and you have a big goal already, but you may not feel like you have the pieces in between, I would just say learn as much about that big goal, learn about the big people that are involved in it already. Like study the way they move. Like if you have somebody that's by you and they're doing exactly what you like doing and they're successful in it, try to pick their brain. If you could pick it for free, that's way more. That's worth way more than any kind of money. If you can get some good knowledge in what you really dream to be. So just try to stick by people that are in a similar path that you're getting to. Learn as much as you can on your free time. Use do as much as you can that's related to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So I just all I can say is just do as much as you can do to start that, and that's the biggest thing I think that has gotten me into a comfortable place that I'm happy with where I'm at and where I'm heading to.
I wanted to talk about last minute mindset. So last minute mindset, what that means, right? Like the ability to procrastinate and develop a sense of creativity, almost like you think better when you're in survival mode. You think better, or I wouldn't say think better, but because you have to survive, because you have to perform and solve that problem, you have to find a solution. So what are your thoughts on last minute mindset? Do you actually think that's helpful? Like when
So like there's a thin line like between that, and it's good to be in pressure moments to have to be under pressure for certain things, because I mean they say pressure make diamonds. I don't even really know what that means, but I know one thing for sure is when you have to do something or you have to learn it in a different way because of a certain circumstance, you see a lot more. And when you see a lot more, you can use that to whatever you're doing in the future. You can use some tools from what you're seeing through what you've been through. So it's important in life that we do go through some kind of problem and circumstance and not run away from all of the problem and circumstance way, and to go through a process. Like that's what I would say it is with the. It was not just procrastination. Good things take time. If it takes you 2 minutes to get it done after you did it, then it's usually not good. Like when it comes to food for the holidays, if the food that sat over for 2-3 days is usually more juicier than somebody that just made something 15 minutes ago. So like that is something that I always keep, and that's why like I never think it's a race with anybody, because if you know something, you know what I'm saying? If you know, like it might take time, it might take a little longer, and if you know it's great, it's going to take time. If that end product, because that end product should always be being renovated no matter what, because your end product shouldn't really even be an end product. It should always be continuing just to grow as a person and growing to be a better version of yourself every day. That's how I think that's what keeps me like young and moving, and with these guys and being able to run with them is that I'm always willing to grow. Sometimes some things I hear from them, what they bring from school, I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like I could learn from that, or I can use that concept, now. And that's the only way we can grow. So I mean, I know I kind of veered off of the topic of the question, but like it's good to go through challenges and go through certain things, and sometimes have to learn. That's what the obstacles are put there like that for a reason, I believe. So that's what I would say to that.
And then I want to ask, the nephews too, Ja, if you want to just kind of give your input, like, do you perform better when you're well prepared, or do you perform better or get the problem done last minute, like procrastinating for your homework and it's due tomorrow?
When I'm prepared, because now I know what I'm doing, how to do it, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you have something to say? You want to?
Yeah, we know.
It's better when it's last minute, because you do it last minute on time.
The thing is, the end product is you still got it done, but I think there's pros and cons to it.
Yeah.
It's definitely pros and cons. Being well prepared, sometimes you can be over prepared.
Right.
But either way, the creativity of the mind, like you see different levels of success. Someone coming from the gutter and then building their way up, literally from rags to riches, versus someone who started at riches. They could get complacent.
Yeah.
Because they're well prepared.
Is a big thing. Like being too comfortable is what they say. Like sometimes you can get yourself to a spot and you're like, man, I love it here. Everything is coming in. That's it. I don't need to create this or create it different. what somebody tells me, I'm not gonna listen to it because I'm comfortable right here, and you know what I'm saying. And
Right.
you got to like, there's people that think like that. You know, that's already comfortable. There's people that are always on edge because they, like, I think my mentor said this. He's like, it's like a mindset of fearing the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've seen it already. You don't want to go back, even if you got a million. Like, I never want to go back there. So you're always he's always creating something new, a new thought, a new process, something, or working a little bit, making his job a little bit easier to make a little bit more money. You know, so like that right there, that stuck with me. Like I don't want to see the, obviously I don't want to see the bottom. So that like motivates me to, or go back to that, I would say. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back to that. So that's like a big motivation right there, like to stay consistent and continue to go. So
Stay on your feet, stay afloat.
Yeah, stay afloat.
Yeah.
Because I know we already know how it is. Like I've seen the worst of the worst. I've seen a lot of things happen, and that feeling, I don't want to feel that no more. So that helps a lot to motivate me to go hard every day. And then seeing my kids, I don't want my kids to ever, you know what I'm saying, go through like some things I had to go through. So in order to do that, like I have to think about that like every day. So every day I think about real estate. Every day I got to think about a move. Every day I got to think about that. As much as I want them to be, good, I got to be thinking about, better ways to secure my family's future.
Right.
So,
absolutely. And what were your thoughts on the theme of today?
I mean, yeah, in a sense, you said it right. Pressure makes diamonds. In a sense, if you were to just create a product, or like if you were to rush something, it's not going to be as good as if you were to like take your time on it, make it look good. But I mean, at the end of the day, you did it, but
Right.
could it be good? Could it be better? And if you don't think that, like, I can make this better, and you're just good with that quick product that you made, I mean, are you really motivated to do what you're trying to do?
yep.
Right. Would you say?
Oh, go ahead.
Would you say that's more creativity involved in last minute mindset versus the over prepared?
I don't know if it's more creativity, because I know I've done, like when I was in school, I've done some real quick stuff, and I was like, yeah, I could just knock this out real quick, 5 minutes, and then go back to doing what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's less creative to do it in a shorter time period, rather than giving your mind the opportunity, the room of time, being able to do it from a longer, like way back before it is even due.
Okay, and would you say more time is spent by having more time, or less time is spent by having more time versus as opposed to last minute mindset?
I mean, time is
That's a
going to be
tough
spent
question.
regardless, right? Time is going to be spent regardless.
Right.
That's just it.
So what if I'm on the beach, I'm having the time of my life, and I had a product due or something that's due to release on a Thursday, and I get it done on a Wednesday afternoon, versus someone who's not on the beach is at home thinking of ways to get the job done?
No, go ahead. I just have a alternate example to kind of put this in a better picture.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear that.
Yeah,
one.
so
Okay.
like I would compare it to, because I love sports, I love basketball. I know I have basketball people watching, some friends watching. So I would compare it to like, who the greatest of all time is when you think basketball, right? You think Michael Jordan, right? So at 35, Michael Jordan wasn't who Michael Jordan was anymore, because there's younger, hungrier guys that may not want it as much as he wants it, but just that window has changed. So like, it might not seem like, I don't even know how to explain, to bring it full circle. I don't know if that makes
Which
sense.
I think I kind of understand. It's like hard work beats the talent when the talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah, so like now he's comfortable. Jordan's a little bit more, and he can't help that he's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? He can't help
Right.
it because he's seeing so much. That young player is hungry because they haven't seen the top yet. So they want it so much. Like, it seems like they want it so much more.
Right.
So like, that's where sometimes that problem comes in. Like, I guess I was talking about that comfortability. Like a great person could get beat by somebody that's just way more hungry. So
Kobe.
yeah. So
Kobe was always in the gym.
right, always in the gym. So somebody that's willing to put that out, no matter when they figured it out in their life, when it was time to turn that light on, because Kobe went through his stuff prior the Kobe we know now, or how everybody knows him. Like, he had a lot of situations that happened in life that created, the monster we know today, the black mamba, and the mentality. It came from a lot of triumph and a lot of failure, and a lot of people that he thought he could trust can't trust no more. So now it made him a person that he just locked in, and he know that work beats anybody anytime, and that's why he has that motto of just working hard. And it's a lot of the times it's worked. He got 2 more championships without Shaq, whatever they say. So like a lot of the time it will work. So just willing to work, study the game, study whatever you're trying to do will get you a lot farther than you think. You know what I'm saying? Just you taking that time away from everybody. And it might not seem like the product is finished, and you might not have the resources right now. You might not have the money right now, but you got the knowledge. So when somebody's ready to bet on you, when somebody's ready to work with you, when somebody's ready to collaborate with you, like you got everything you need. So if you know what you want and you know what your end goal is, just be studying. Something great will come out of it if you're working, because hard work never goes unnoticed. It never does. Consistent hard work never goes unnoticed.
He's consistent, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So I guess that answers the question, for all my procrastinators out there who are procrastinating, waiting to the last minute to get something done, or, you're just waiting, you're waiting. It's the way I put it is imperfect action over perfect inaction. I'll let that soak in for a minute. So be doing something and expecting it to, not expecting, but knowing that it's not going to be perfect, but at least I did. Versus someone who's waiting every bit of the way just to make sure it's that perfect moment for him. You're never going to get that. You can't get that perfect moment, but you can try to make a moment perfect. You know what I mean?
Yep. So like, and then I just want to keep talking, man. So, like, I would just say, with me doing this league, right? I have a few guys that I used to follow when I was younger, before I really, I was like, man, these guys have leagues. I want to be just like them, right? And a lot of them have been doing the league for like a long time. I don't even want to spit bad on them, right? Just talk right now. But like, they've been running leagues for over 10, 15 years, right? And it's been the same motto, right? There's other guys I know that started league like 2-3 years, young guys like you, right? 2-3 years ago, and now their league has grown as far as sponsorships, all this, right? They've been able to change their motto every year, a little bit something every year, versus some of these guys have been doing this league for 10 to 15 years. The league is nothing wrong with having a basketball league. You make it whatever it is, though. As professional as you are, is as professional as whatever you're doing is going to be. So that's all I want to say. You can be at year 1 with some popping ideas. You know what I'm saying? You could be at year 15 and be at the same stagnant for 15 years. So don't never feel discouraged if you're at year 1, year 2, and it's not going the way you want it to go. I just want to say that to the people. Like, if it's not going the way you could, just trust that process. And if you know in your mind that it's going to work, 9 times out of 10 it's going to work if you keep trusting that process. So yeah, that's my aim right there.
It's like a just show up thing. Like, just show up. If you, like, people who go to the gym, they don't see the results right away. They just show up.
They keep going.
Yep.
Right.
Just having faith in that process. Side note, so I know we were walking at Foxtail, and you mentioned something about your music. You want to explain, a little bit about that?
Yeah, man. That right there is just like, it helps me, especially with even things like this. Like, I like writing because it opens my mind. It gets to take me to different places. So it's not even like, I don't even consider myself an artist. It's more of just a hobby for me, and putting things down. Des will come and she'll help me write some lyrics. These guys will listen to the songs with me, and we just have fun. Like, I don't even care to have the whole world listen to it. I just care when these people listen. They give me the critiques. They say they love it, and that's good enough for me. So it's just a pastime for me. My dad was a DJ. Both my parents love music, so it's just music, man. I love it. That's all.
Okay, and it's cool. We listen to it right after this too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay,
we're gonna show y'all something that y'all love.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome. Like, just being able to, because I know you're like a motivator. It sounds like you have a motivational, like a background of a motivator. Like you're coaching, you're guiding the I guess a league, and then leading the generation. Doing things for others, and I think that's really where it comes. Like, it's coming from the heart. What I mean? Having that heart of a warrior and being able to lead your pack. And like I said, I know I said it before, but like, that is truly inspirational. For those out there who are looking to become leaders, get yourself involved. Like, build a community, build that energy, build your team if you don't have one. So I think that's what you're doing, and I think that's perfect.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing the same thing. You know that. So I love this, like what you're doing, just getting young leaders involved with each other to network and motivate other young leaders so we can motivate each other to keep going harder every day. So I definitely love this platform, and I appreciate you for bringing me on here. I appreciate both of y'all for bringing me on here. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Do we have anything else y'all want to like brush up on, or is that?
And oh man, y'all got anything?
No.
Nothing.
Okay, nothing.
No,
you
no
sure?
Cartoons, nothing.
Okay, so like what would you say if there's like a couple words from this? What would you say you've learned today?
I learned a lot of stuff to pursue and all that kind of stuff, like positive stuff. Positive stuff.
Awesome. And then what do you have for other young ladies and gentlemen out there that are your age? Like, what do you have for them?
Just keep going. Don't ever stop. Keep going.
Dang,
Yeah,
okay.
I love
That's
it
deep.
already.
That's deep.
I love it. I love
What
it.
about you? What about you?
I just learn from people and start doing it.
Start doing it. Look, guys, just take action. Do what your heart desires. Like, just get out there and do it. Like, that. Let that passion fuel whatever you're doing out there. So, without further ado, I know last time I said like, comment, subscribe, but do it this time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment on this video. Let me know your thoughts. What you want to see next. Just give that like, share it as well too, and then also subscribe. It's like that red button. So don't forget. Without further ado, like, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we out. All right, so we here with James. You know, he has the music for us. We're ready to go. Let's hear it.
Let's get into it.
All right.
At the family reunion, go get you a drink, mix you up a concoction, turn the 808s up, cause man, this beat is bustin', and my plate is full. Spades with my uncle, me and auntie playing pool. Summertime fun, the kids are out of school. I'm rolling up something that'll make you say, don't know exactly what we doing when we chillin' at the family reunion. I'm at the family reunion. Uncle sitting back and he complaining about the union. He ain't getting paid enough. He on the grill talking about you better be saving up. I said, yup, then grab my plate. Party started at 6, me, I got there at 8. Technically, I'm not late. We good, we vibing, we playing Uno and Jenga. This life is great. Me and Pops having conversations about our traits. I'm looking good, he feeling good, what can I say? If you don't love that, then now I call it hate. Me and cousin stacking up these plates just like crates, and we chilling at the. That's it for you.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.